Welcome everybody. I wanted to show you how to go through the 3.05 Net Forces Lab. So what you'll want to do is you'll open up your course page and then you'll go into content. Remember, in content it will open up to where you were last, and we want to go into chapter 3, lesson 305. So you can use down here, you can use these tabs to help you up. So we're in unit 2 because unit 2 involves chapters 2 through 4. We're in the chapter 3, lesson 5. And you can see from the screen that there is some reading here. You want to go through the reading and then go into the investigation. You'll also see that there are instructions. You're going to want to download those instructions to help you out. And we have the instructions that we want to download. So we're going to download the instructions by clicking on the caret. Oops, it moved on me. And then you want to hit download. So you're going to click on the caret and then hit download. And then for the discussion, you're going to click on that link. It's going to open you up to a Google document. You're going to click File, Download as, a Word document. Then you'll be able to enable this document. At that point, once you enable the document, you'll be able to type on it. So you can see that it has an enable. And you're going to put your name. And then you're going to do File, Save As. You're going to place this on your computer. I recommend that you place it in your physical science folder. You see it's automatically meant or designed, or its default system is to save it in downloads. And I'm going to add my last name here because this tells me this is the document that I am working on. All right, so there's some questions here that you're going to answer based on the lab itself. You'll see too that your review sheet also has some questions that are similar. So what I'm going to do is open up the lab so we can practice going through that. It's in the investigations. On the second page, we'll find that link. Click on that link. We're going to click on this link saying, yes, I know we're leaving the session. For my case, excuse me, I'm going to hit enable because I need to have the Adobe Flash Player. Remember that if it doesn't work in one browser, switch to another. You can also do this in Firefox or in the e-browser. You'll want to go through and view the tutorial. I'm going to click Begin Lab. Anytime that you are not sure what to do, that tutorial will help you get through how to use pieces and parts in the lab. And I see that I have a bunch of weights here and a spring scale. That's how we measure our weights. And what I need to do is I'm going to need to record the weight. So I'm going to need to have some scrap paper to help me do this. And I'm going to place the weight on there and then I'm going to record. Now you can see that I can't really tell from here what that weight is. So what I need to do is go to the lab and zoom in. Let's see if I can get my zoom to show right here. See my plus? I can zoom in using that plus. Oh, now I can see that it's 10 newtons. So my green weight is 10 newtons. And I'm going to go through and weigh these different weights. Oh, this one looks like, let's see, it's over 10. It's not 2. So this hash mark is 10. It's not to 15, which is this hash mark. It's a little over halfway. Half of 10 and 15 is 12 and a half. That would be this tick mark. So somewhere this is about 13, and I would use the about 13. But I'm going to go through and weigh some of these weights. I need to have the green, the yellow, and the silver for sure. So the green, the yellow, and the silver for sure. You can weigh and use the other ones. That is not a problem, but you want to have at least those. So whenever you want to pick up a weight, you're just going to click on it, and you're going to need to put at least 3 weights on the cart. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to move it over onto the cart. I'm going to take my yellow, move it over onto the cart, and I'll take my silver. You can pick others as long as you have their weight. It will help you still determine this lab. And I'm going to click on them and put them on the cart. So now I have my 3 weights on the cart, and I can move them over to the table. If I click on the cart, it will roll it over to the table, and I can now begin working with this block. So what I'm going to do is click on these different weights that I want. It will let me pick them up, and then I'll put them on the block where I want them, and it will attach a string automatically off the side I want them to be attached to. So maybe I want to add a weight on the right and one down, and I just click and it will attach it. Now to see what will happen to that weight, I'm going to click again and it will move the box and off it goes. And I'm going to notice what direction it's going, what happened. To retest, I'm going to hit reset weights, and everything's back the way I want it. Attach them a different way. I can attach different weights and different orders. Every time I click my hand on the box, it will let the block go, and then I can see what direction it has. There's also hit the target. So this is the idea that this is my target. How do I knock that target off the table? What do I need to do to knock that target off the table? So in this case, you might want 5 or 6 weights here to do this. But you're going to just keep on going through, following the instructions to determine how to hit the target, how to get the weight to go where you want it to go, to get that block to go where you want to go. So you're using the idea of net forces to help you determine what will happen in certain situations. We're using the idea of forces and multiple forces in this case because we have more than one block to see how it will affect motion. And you'll go through that when you finish playing with these weights, and there's plenty of them. You can go click this button to go back to the area. You can add different weights in here. Once you've weighed them, you can just keep adding different weights. And then you can go back to the table to look at different situations with the blocks. So you're using the information in class to help you about net forces and how they work. Then once you have done that, you're going to go to your review sheet, which has some questions that you can answer, and your discussion, which is graded. that has some questions that you need to answer on net forces. Please remember that when you're doing this discussion, you need to show your work. If you don't show your work, then you won't get all the points. Because if you just list out a one-word answer here, like maybe for this, I just say A, but I don't explain why, I'm not going to get any points, and I'll get even fewer if my answer is incorrect and I didn't explain why. Each one, I need to explain why. The way you explain why is to do the math. Explain what is happening. Show the net force that is occurring and why you think the answer is the way it is. If you have any questions, be sure to review this recording a couple times and attend any help sessions. Go through the course reading to help you out. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.